Our activity is focused on writing and reading skills. It aims to enhance students' L2 writing skill with the help of their L1 reading skills, with the utilization of activity that requires them to translate from L1 language, which is Bahasa Melayu, to L2, which is English. As the translanguaging activity in general focuses on enhancing students' L2 skills with the help of their L1, our activity uses students' L1 reading skills to help them easily comprehend the materials and interpret, as well as translate written text into L2. Also, with the help of their L1, existing skills such as their wide vocabulary and their ability to construct sentences, as well as ensuring the ideas flow logically, would also enhance the acquisition and the learning of L2. The proficiency that is suitable for this activity is A1, and the student's age is around 13 years old.
Next, I will share an overview of our activity. For this activity, students are required to translate Malay comic strip into an English version. The comic strip will be of a different series for each group. They will receive 2 copies of the same comics, which are the Malay version and the blank text comic. Students will insert their translation in the blank text comic panel. Now, I am going to go through the steps of the activity. The first step is, the students will be divided into groups of 5. Secondly, the teacher provides 2 copies of the same comic strip to each group, one with a blank text bubble and the other one with the Malay text. Each group will receive different comic strips from a different series. For example, Group 1 will get 2 copies of Marvel series comic strip, and Group 2 will get 2 copies of DC comic strip. For the third step, the students are required to translate the Bahasa Melayu text to English text in the text bubble provided. They are to translate the text into L2 from L1 as accurate and as close as possible. In this step, we implement constructivism theory. The theory used will be explained by the next presenter. Next, the teacher will give students 30 minutes to finish the task. After the time has ended, the students present their work in front of the class by reading and showcasing the comic strip in English. In the sixth step, the completed comic strip are compared with the original version of the language, which is English, to evaluate the accuracy of the translation. Group with the most accurate translation will receive a reward. In these steps, we use behaviorism theory. And last but not the least, the students will have a reflection session with the teacher where they would reflect back on the activity they have done and see why their work lacks in the term of accuracy. That's all from the steps. Now, I will give it to the next presenter.
Thank you very much, Afwan. I will now continue our presentation by sharing the theory that we have used in our activity. There are 2 main theories that we have utilized in our activity, which are the theory of constructivism and the theory of behaviorism. Now, let's look into the first theory, which is the theory of constructivism. As the name suggests, theory of constructivism focuses on individuals building or constructing their own knowledge based on their own experience or their interactions with people around them. One major foundation in this theory is the usage of schemata. What is schemata? Schemata is a person's pre-existing knowledge. We use this pre-existing knowledge in order to gain new knowledge, and this new knowledge will stack on top of the pre-existing knowledge, creating a whole new set of schemata. We utilize this theory in our activity, specifically in step 3, where person or students are required to use their pre-existing knowledge in order to carry out the task given to them. In this specific step, students are required to translate the given material from L1 into L2. Here, we can see how their pre-existing knowledge, which is the L1, plays a very important role in helping the acquisition of new knowledge, which is L2. They are required to use the information they have in L1 in order to comprehend and interpret the given materials to them into L2. Now, moving on to the second theory that we've used in our activity, which is the theory of behaviorism. The theory of behaviorism states that a certain behavior can be shaped through the usage of certain methods of conditioning. These methods of conditioning can be divided into two, which are positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement. However, in our activity, we are mainly putting emphasis on the usage of positive reinforcement. So, positive reinforcement focuses on rewarding and providing individuals with encouragement to increase the likelihood of a certain behavior to repeat itself in the future. Specifically, in step 7 of our design activity, we aim to reward students for their diligent effort and successful outcome. By doing this, we are able to motivate them to strive in learning and enhancing their L2 skills by using the reward as a token of encouragement for them to never give up in acquiring the language. And as for the students who did not receive the reward, it can also act as a source of motivation for them to keep on trying to earn the same recognition through their continuous effort. The usage of these two theories, which are the theory of constructivism and the theory of behaviorism, will surely enhance the students' experience in learning and sharpening their L2 skills. By utilizing these two skills in this translanguaging activity, it will surely and undeniably make the process of learning and acquiring the L2 a much more easy and interesting process for the students. That is all from me. Thank you.
Using comics as translanguaging activity is suitable and engaging for A1 and A2 students as it helps them to close the language gaps by integrating L1 in the effort of enhancing the target language. This is because comics come with pictures, helping students to imagine the whole scenario of the comics from the visual aids, making it easier to understand the meaning and the context of the sentences. Not only that, as comics utilize a simplified and straightforward form of sentences, they do not have to struggle with creating complex and longer sentences, keeping their interest in learning the language. It is for a fact that A1 and A2 students are usually weaker students. Therefore, providing them with longer and complex sentences will only bore them and take away their interest in learning the language. Lastly, the flow of the story in the comics can maintain students' engagement in learning the L2 because they will not feel burdened to learn the language, but to feel entertained by reading the comics, resulting in translating the storyline into the L2 easily since they are fully understand with the plot.